You might recall that a while back I got this 3D printed Corvette sent to me, and it is finally time to give this thing a paint job. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Down to Earth Astronomy. So today, quite different thing. We're going to give this a paint job, and before we get started, of course, we're going to need ourselves some supplies. This is what I have so far. I hope that is gonna do it. I bought some various paints. You'll probably see I have a ton of with green colors, mainly because I'm gonna try to mimic the Corvette colors, or the cucumber colors that I have on my PvE Corvette. And I've taken a bunch of screenshots of it from all possible angles, so I can try to kind of get a feeling if I can get the paint up to match as closely as possible. Here I have a primer, which we're going to start by spraying it with. This should help the paint stick better to the surface. Because this is bright green, we will need to cover up that green. I don't think this has any color in it, but hopefully it'll mean that the paint can cover it easier. A few pencils. I have some that's like quite big, and then they go down to smaller and smaller sizes for finer and finer detail. And a glass for some water. But first I'm going to find a cardboard box so we can give this thing a coat of primer. We got ourselves a box with a Corvette inside, and I got myself my primer. So let's give this the first coat. Okay, so I have actually very little experience with this, but I think I'm just going to give it a go. And this should take about 15 minutes to dry, and I'll probably have to do multiple coats. And it should be clear, but let's see what happens here. Okay, that should do it for the top coat, I think, on the top side at least. I'm gonna give this about 15 minutes to dry up, and then I'm gonna flip it around and do the same on the other side. And yes, before you ask, of course, I have made sure that I have plenty of ventilation when I'm spray painting inside. Okay, so the priming layer is done. Next up, if you look at the pictures here, you can see that like the upper plates are all green in various patterns. I'm going to try to mimic those later. But the first thing I want to do is I want to give like the bottom part of it, like in between all the plates. You can see this black color. I'm going to start by giving that a coat of black. Because I think it's easier to do beforehand, so if I like miss a little bit, then I can cover it up with the green later. That's the plan to do as a first step.
Perfect.
So that is the first coat of black. It covers pretty well, so I don't think I need a second coat. There's a few gripes here and there where I didn't stay right in the areas that I wanted to, but I'm going to cover those up later, and hopefully it's going to look okay when I'm done. For now, I'm just going to give this a little bit of time to dry completely before I begin to make the next coat here. I'm not sticking 100% to the paint job in game for two reasons. Some of the places it's just not like I'm just not good enough to paint that kind of detail, and there's also slight variations in some of the things that are shown in game and to the model. So that's why I'm taking some artistic liberties here and there where I'm changing up the things. But so far, I already think it looks a lot better. I'm really looking forward to the armor coat, but that's going to be next. So let's get this thing some time to dry. Okay, it's about dry enough now that I can begin covering up the next sections of the ship. And I think what I'm going to do, if you look at the pictures, you can see there's basically three different types of colors in this. There's some lighter colors at the front, then some medium ones at the back, and then there gets some really dark greens all the way at the back. And again, here I'm going to have a little bit of I'm going to change it up a little bit. So I have these three, let me arrange them like so. I have these three colors. I'm planning to use this one all the way at the front of the ship. And I'm going to start by, even though the colors like overlap in places, I'm going to start by painting whole sections in, so the front of the ship is going to be painted in this color, and then the middle section is going to be this middle green, and then I'm going to paint the rear section in this darker green. And then once those three sections have all dried up, then I can begin to do the like the detailing of dragging them over each other. So that's my plan, and I think I'm going to start with these lighter colors at the front of the ship.
Perfect.
So that's the third color. Well, the first layer at least is done. It probably didn't do much. You could maybe see it here on the bottom that this square haven't been painted, but these out here have, and some of it is still drying, so some of it might still be looking a little lighter than it's going to be when it's fully dried. There are some places where it's going to need a second coat, so I'll probably give this a second run, and especially here at the back, I haven't been with the second color, the third color here, the middle color, I haven't been too concerned with covering up completely, because I will be painting it over with the darker green later on. But I am rapidly running out of daylight, and even though I have some decent lighting here, it's not good enough to do painting and proper video work. So I'm probably gonna call it for today, give this some time to dry up properly, and then I will continue this tomorrow. Okay, day two, it's time for detailing. And as you can see the picture here, this is what I'm trying to mimic here. We can see we have the lighter color here at the front with some of the medium colors, kind of like some accent medium colors here, and then it has this the dark color here around the edge of one of the plates. So that's what I'm going to start with. I'm probably going to start with the dark edge, because I think that's going to be the easiest, and then we're going to do the medium accent first, and then I'm going to do that on the top, and then later on the bottom of the ship. Okay, so I tried to mimic the actual in-game paint with like these streaks of other colors coming down into the various areas, but I didn't really like it. It didn't come out as I was hoping, so I decided just to like do small patches here with the various colors. It's still a little wet, the paint, so it's a little bit darker than it's going to be in some places. I like this a lot better, and there's some touch-ups, there's some like rough edges down here that I need to do some touch-up on, but I think I'm gonna try to use this tactic. I really like the way that the dark colors come around the lighter edges, so I might do more of that later on. I'm thinking of doing something similar up on the edges here, because I think that looked really, really well. And I'll see where I go from here. I think I'm gonna begin to deviate more and more from what's actually in game. Maybe just use it as inspiration. But yeah, I think I'll begin to work on the middle section, and then slowly move up towards the back of the ship.
Perfect.
after I changed my mind something like a million times, this is what I finally ended up with. At the end of this, I ended up completely ditching the in-game pictures that I took and just going more with a what I felt like, and I think it came out really, really well. There's some touch-ups here and there that I that I still need to do, and especially my pinstriping around the edges are really, really rough. So I'm considering if I should keep doing that. I really like the effect, but again, it's not that pretty because I'm not that good at it. But you can see the bottom here. There's still some some work that needs to be done here and there. Some places needed an extra layer because the paint is not that even. But overall, I really like the paint jobs, at least on the top. I think it looks really, really well. I'll begin to experiment with now adding some more fine details. Considering to try like put in small thrusters or have some yellow to use. I use the jetpack for the thrusters at the end. I'm considering what I will do with it, and you can see there's some small rough patches here and there that I need to touch up on. So I'll probably be spending some time doing that. And then you can join me once all that is done. Okay, so I feel like I am as done as I want to be with this. I was considering putting all like the small thrusters on it with some silver paint, but I decided not to because I feel like it would just be silver dots and it wouldn't look very, very nice. So I decided just to keep it where it is. And I know it's not the prettiest paint job that has probably ever been done on a model. There's definitely some rough spots here and there, but it doesn't really matter. I really like how it came out, and especially after I began going away from the in-game drawings and just playing with it myself and do what I really just wanted to do. I'm really liking the paint job here as it came out on the top of the ship. You can see the bottom of the ship here. Not that exciting on the bottom, but I think that's okay. Try to keep the focus on the top. I did paint the cargo hatch. I might want to give that a second coat later on. But overall, I think the ship is pretty much where I want it to be now. Quite happy with it, and I'm really, really happy that this was sent to me. I'm gonna find some good place for this. Really, really awesome, and yeah. Anyway, this has been a small little Christmas vacation project that I've been running here while I'm off work anyway, so I have time to sit and spend. How much have I spent? I think I've spent like 3 or 4 hours painting this, which again, I never really did all the Warhammer thing when I was a kid. I did a bit, but never really got into the whole painting thing. I just played with them. So painting skills are lacking here, and I'm pretty sure that again, some of you out there could probably have done a much better job of this, but I like it. I like the way it is now, and the fact that I painted it myself. So just a little added bonus. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, remember to go down and give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, I will see you guys in space.